guys, what's up? It is me, your girl Renina. I am back. Welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to just jump on here because I was getting some comments regarding a few things, and I wanted to address some situations that occurred in the comments, some questions that you guys might have, so I could kind of like give you a more broader answer. So thank you guys for tuning in. We now have a little over 600 subscribers to our channel. I do have another channel. It's called All Things Renina B. It is actually in the, I think down in the link below. I'm very happy that people are gravitating towards the videos, and I want to keep them coming. So I was trying to figure out which way do I go. Do I continue talking about Orisha? So I'm just going to go with the flow of things. If you guys could please tell me what you want to see, what more videos do you guys think that you would be interested in from my channel. So some of the questions came about, I won't really answer the questions that were for him, but as far as just an overall general comment, a lot of people are still talking about Isheshe being the foundation of the whole tradition because in Nigeria. Yes, we do know that. So I stand to be corrected. I believe I mentioned something different before in another video when I talked about how Lukumi was the foundation of it. And at that point in time, I thought that it was right, but completely was wrong. So that's fine. I stand to be corrected with that. This is not a place where I'm trying to teach. So if I'm learning something and I'm learning it from someone who I trust, and then later find out that that's not accurate, then I stand to be corrected. It's no shame in my game. I'm not offended because people have corrected me several times, and they look back at the video and they see the video is months old, and I'm not sure if they're keeping up with the channel or if it's just surfacing online. That one video just keeps surfacing over and over again. It's okay. People are learning. At least I'm now aware of the tradition, and at least I'm now aware of this even existing, because at one point in my life I didn't even know anything about this, and it was just all about going to church, Bible study, and just basically reading the Bible and stuff like that. So I've prayed so hard, in the past to get closer to God and to really have a stronger relationship and build a solid foundation. And this came into my life. So I can't complain that I'm here now. I finally found something that I can relate to, that I feel much more comfortable with. And I'm growing and I'm learning. And I'm not here on this platform to teach as of yet. But if that day should ever occur, then of course I'll make sure I cross all my T's and dot all my I's for those that are out there that are very, like strong when it comes to delivering any type of message, no matter if it's about an experience or not. I've had people literally try to condemn me for being on this platform, just talking about my experience, and saying some pretty harsh things. But and that's not okay. I'm not gonna say and that's okay, because it's not okay. It's the bottom line is this: I get that people are upset when they hear things that they haven't learned, and they feel as though it's not the truth, or they feel as though it should be kept quiet. And I feel as though if I can help somebody else to understand, well, hey, before you run and go try to get the first godparent that says, yeah, you should get a reading, and yeah, this, and yeah, that. Just beware, because not everyone is transparent, and what I'm learning also, just in general, and it's not rocket science, even if you find that, perfect person out there, and you start to find your way in the tradition and you grow, your style of teaching may not be that person's style of teaching. You may get, so for an example, my style of teaching is not going to be like anybody else's style of teaching. Because I have experienced having a relationship with. And I only say that because if I could have everything the way that I want to have everything going into this tradition, I would say, because Virg and I talked about this before, I would definitely say okay, so say for an example, if I'm a godmother, right? I would get to know that person. I would, you know, Virg would give them a reading if he was the godfather, and we would get to know them. We would, you know, invite them out, get to know them, try to build a relationship with them. If they're coming from a different house, we would sit down with them and ask them, well, what do you know? What all do you know? And even though they know some things, we would still bring them in with maybe like some information. You know, I remember Virg mentioning something about having a binder full of information where it would just be basic information. No one's trying to feed them steak when they need to be drinking milk, if you feel me, okay? So it's not about just going and telling people secrets. It's not about just giving them too much information. It's about the basics. I remember calling, asking, well, I have this Orisha. What am I supposed to give this Orisha? How am I supposed to wake this Orisha up? Standard information that one should know when they spent their money and when they have got their Orishas consecrated and they went through the ceremonies and stuff like that. Standard information should be just general, and you shouldn't have to scratch your head and figure out, you know, what's what. No matter if you know, don't have a close relationship with that person or not, and you just went and got your, you know, your initiation done, or your whatever you want to call it. Some people don't call the Hand of Ifa initiation. I call it initiation because I know that you have to go through some things. But the actual full initiation when you get crowned is something totally different from what I am learning. And I haven't had that yet. But like I was saying, the way that we would do it, we discussed this, and we still don't know all the ins and outs of everything, but we do know that they would have general information. We do know that we would, of course, talk with them, and even the ones that are new would have general information, and they would have their Odu broken down so that they would be able to understand it. It wouldn't be a matter of trying to reach out, can you break my Odu down for me so I can understand it? It would be already broken down. They would understand it. They would understand what to do, what not to do, what to give, what not to give. They will also know that there's some other things that they have to do when the time comes, and we might talk briefly about that. But it would be a matter of just building a relationship and not trying to give them all of that information when they finally do get crowned, unless they can't know some of the stuff right away. But the whole bottom line is, my point is that everybody's teaching style is not going to be the same. So what I'm learning also is that people are going to get what they feel like they are worth, you know. And how can I make sense out of that? Like, for an example, I wouldn't go into a house judging someone for living in a dump, or driving a raggedy car, or just not having certain things that I would have in my life. I wouldn't judge them by that. You know, I would look at their heart, and I would look at, you know, just getting to know them overall in general, because everyone doesn't aspire to have everything that you might aspire to have. So you can't really judge people off of what they have in their life. Definitely, you know, certain things you want to make quite a judgment on, but you don't want to judge someone just because they don't have this and they don't have that. So I'm learning that too, and I'm learning that sometimes people, you know, just because you get crowned or you get the Hand of Ifa doesn't make you change. You know, you have to want to change on your own. There's certain things, if you were an asshole before you got crowned, excuse me, I'm back here with the ancestors, you're gonna be an a-hole after you get crowned, unless you decide to make that change. If you were a low vibrational person and you didn't have any hopes of aspiration to go beyond mediocrity, you're gonna be the same way when you get crowned. It's all about that person and their personal goals and what they wanna do and how they wanna elevate themselves. So you can't really judge that either. You just have to build that relationship with, learn the tradition, and figure out a teaching style that you feel will work for you. I don't want to have people calling me if I happen to be a godmother, if that's my calling. I don't want to have people calling me, asking me, what do I give my issue? What do I give my this? What do I do that? How do I wake them up? What do you say? How do you say? They're going to know all that stuff when I first meet them, because I'm going to make sure before I say, okay, yes, you know, we're going to make this, we're going to have this relationship with each other. You're going to know all the stuff that you need to know, all the pertinent information, because it's very important. This is your life here. You know, not only do you pay for that, but you go through the process and you have a right to have that information. So it shouldn't be a reason why it should be withheld from you. So that's one of the things we were going to talk about on the video as well, as far as like, you know, how we felt like we would, you know, like at least start a relationship with potential godchildren if we have that opportunity to have that in our life, you know, that as a calling. Another thing I wanted to say is that, like I was saying before, we're not on here trying to teach. No one's teaching. Once we do get to that point, then we will start, you know, letting everybody know we're teaching. We're going to start teaching. And if you want to have a one-on-one session with us, you can sign up via email, or we'll just bring some stuff out that we know. But we're not on here trying to teach. This is experience that we're going through. So far, I was able to get, I'll share. I didn't want to share what I got the last time, but I was able to get Orisha Oko, which is basically an Orisha for good health, and Orisha for growth and things of that nature. So if you're not familiar with Orisha Oko, you guys can look Orisha Oko up. So I was able to get Orisha Oko, and can I share what you got, Virgil? Hello? Virgil was able to get Olokun and the Abeji twins, and also an Elegua. We both were able to get, not on our crown, but we were able to get an Elegua from our godmother. And so far, you know, we've been able to learn the ins and outs, what we need to know on this level as to how to take care of them and what to do. And so yeah, that's basically what's been going on. Let's see what else. So also, you guys, please feel free to let us know, leave it in the comments. Let me know what type of videos you would like to hear us make or hear me make. I'm not sure how often we'll do videos together because my schedule is different from his schedule. But sometime, I'm sure maybe within the next week or so, maybe he'll jump on here with me if I do a video and respond to some comments. But let me know what type of videos you would like to hear, you know, you guys are interested in hearing me make. And again, there's not really too much to talk about as far as the journey is concerned, but we are just making it. Some things, you know, we can't really talk about on camera, and we don't want to really share, but other than that, we're making it. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of growth is coming forth, knowledge and things of that nature. So you guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please share the video. If you are interested in getting videos from me on a regular basis, hit that subscribe button so that you are able to be in the loop whenever I am on YouTube. And one day, I guess I'll do a live video so that we can do a Q&A. You guys can just ask random questions if you want to. Gods and goddesses, moons and suns. Moon represents feminine energy and sun represents masculine energy, right? Bye.